senior members of the British royal family truly cut off another senior member from their family? What is the real truth? Hi, good morning, Neil Sean here in the very heart of London. Today we're underground at Bayswater Station. Yes, it is truly the underground, it's not a set or a green screen. Basically, I wanted to touch base with everybody to let you know about this breaking story that came out of London today. It's interesting, isn't it? Because as we often say here on the show, there's so many things that you could read in the press that are not true. And so here is the background to that particular story. It's headline news in the Times newspaper, normally a periodical that you might take some notice of. But on this occasion, let me tell you the background to that story. What they're basically claiming, and we have to say allegedly here as ever on the show, is that both Prince Edward, Princess Anne, His Royal Highness Prince Charles, even Prince William have all turned their backs on the Duke of York, otherwise known worldwide, of course, as Prince Andrew. So where did this particular story come from? Because we recently saw Prince Andrew back out riding again in Windsor Great Park and seemingly getting on with his life. Now we know that, of course, he's planning to take on this particular civil case. Well, the true story, as ever here on the show, is that we can tell you this. Prince Edward, Princess Anne, His Royal Highness Prince Charles, Prince William have all been very supportive, as has our gracious Majesty the Queen. Now, of course, a lot of people are saying that Prince Andrew was hiding behind the skirt of his mother, Her Majesty the Queen, up at Balmoral. Ridiculous. As we told you here on the show, he was invited up to see his mother. What son wouldn't do that? But as ever, stories really made up make more sense to try and sell clickbait and newspapers. So here is truly what happened. All senior members of the British royal family have in fact been in touch with Prince Andrew, many taken tea with him, seen him at Windsor as they've been there. There is no pullback at all. But what you have to remember is that yes, there are elements of this particular association with Prince Andrew that could be truly damaging to the monarchy. Now, moving forward, what the monarchy has to do, as ever, as Her Gracious Majesty the Queen has pointed out many times, is that it has to move forward and survive. Now, we do know that Prince Andrew has decided to up his legal team against, of course, Miss Guthrie. Now, what's interesting, as I've told you also here on the show, is Virginia Guthrie's story has changed many times over the years. And I truly believe there's only three people that know the truth. That is, of course, His Royal Highness the Duke of York and Ghislaine Maxwell, his one-time pal, plus, of course, varying degrees, Virginia Guthrie. Moving forward, have senior members actually cut off Prince Andrew and basically said he can't return to full-time royal life? Well, unless you hear it first here on the show and from a palace statement, then, basically it's not true. What you will know in these reports is it always says a source claims. When it says a source claims, particularly in a newspaper, that means legally they can't pin anybody down to a full quote. Now, as I say, for someone like the Times to basically run with this story based on a source says, it's almost like National Enquirer, Globe magazine merit, if you like. But if you want to know the true story and exactly the background to this, as I always say, keep it here on the channel. We'll tell you first exactly what's going on behind the scenes of this case, and more importantly, with all senior members of the British royal family. Neil Sean, Underground Bayswater, London.